Welcome everybody. So it's Monday, and the NY is just open. So we are just looking at the NY open chart of MNQ here. Yeah, this is my third stream, and as you would know, I'm I'm trading MNQ and ES in my MFFU funded account, 50K eval flex account for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I blew up an account a month back, but yeah, this is my new account, and then I'm trying to be consistent, be a little disciplined in this particular account. So today I started. So my usual timings, I've told this in my other streams as well. So my usual timings from 7:30 p.m. IST until 9:30 p.m. IST. So I just trade for 2 hours every day. And in those 2 hours, if any eligible setup comes, I take my trade. Otherwise, I do not. So, and I trade only MNQ and ES, no gold, no silver, nothing else. So, no other commodities. It's just these two indices that I trade. So, today when I look at the market, I don't see an opportunity for me because, yeah, so my setup is like this. I wait for 15-minute liquidity sweeps, and then based on that sweep, I take a trade, a reversal trade. So, there are so many nuances to it. It depends on how fast or how aggressive the price displaces from that particular liquidity zone. That's the basis for my entry. So at this point, as you can see here, there is a small 15-minute liquidity zone here, and the price has reacted to that zone and reversed. If you look at the 3 minutes, yeah, there is a small bearish candle here. I mean, couple of candles have formed, but then I don't see strength or displacement in this. So, and this liquidity zone was not that strong. If you look at it, it's just right below another zone here. This one is a pretty good zone. This is what I'm looking at, not a weak zone like this. This doesn't work that much. You know, these are the criterias, when you tell someone or explain someone the strategy, it's pretty simple, right? You wait for an aggression or strength in a liquidity zone and then just take a trade. But which are the quality liquidity zones? Which one should I avoid? Which one should I take? All these are decisions that come from experience. Now, I'm not saying that I am experienced to, make consistent profits, but I believe in my setup. I know my setup works. The only thing I am not believing in or comfortable with is personally my psychology, the way I trade, the way I manage my risk. Yeah, that's where I have to improve, is what I believe in, at least at this point. I might be wrong, yeah, but that's what I believe in. So, yeah, like I was saying, that is my setup, and right now it's the chart or the market is not offering me any setup, so I'm gonna wait until I get a really good opportunity. So we have 54 minutes to go for my window to end, and if my window is done, I don't trade for the remainder of the day. So it's just 2 hours. Yeah, and it's looking bullish today. And if you see, the market opened by sweeping a liquidity here. Let's see, the 8 p.m. candle actually swept the liquidity here. That might have been a good opportunity for us. Yeah, that might have been a really good opportunity for us actually. But then, yeah, I was working. I have my 9 to 5 job as well. Actually, it's not 9 to 5. Yeah, that's one more thing. It's a different timing. So, because my work was I couldn't focus on this setup. But now that I look at it, it was a clean sweep of this area. Yeah, but it's like that. Sometimes you're not there in the market and the market moves without you. Yeah. But the funny thing is, I mean, not actually funny. The thing is that I am in a bit of a huge drawdown at the moment. I'm just $600 away from wiping out my funded account. I mean, the eval account. So at this moment, I'm not trying to, take any subpar or lower quality trades. I want the absolute best and the perfect setup to appear, and that is when I'm gonna trigger my buy or sell button. Until and unless that setup appears, I'm not going to trade. That's my policy. That was that one policy that actually helped me the last time I was very close to drawdown. I I was just $300 away from losing my account, and then I got it back up to break even and more, which even I mean, which I blew up eventually anyway. But that was a whole different reason why that happened. That was purely because of my psychology, nothing to do with the strategy or the markets. Yeah, so here, as I can see here, the market's pretty slow and weak. It's not moving with strength, but right now, the way I look at it, I can see that this 15-minute candle was swept and a heavy or a really long wick was formed, and I strongly suspect the price will shoot up. As you can see, the trend is also a bit, I mean, if you look at 1 hour chart, you can see that the trend is also reversed from here after the sweep. So it's going to trend higher up in the shorter term, not necessarily today, but for today's moment, as I can see, the sweep has happened. I think it's going to go up, but there's no strength. That is true. So it might actually, we might actually get a reaction from this other liquidity zone here. And if it's a good reaction, we might have a sell opportunity. But if you have traded NQ or ES or any of the CME instruments that are tagged to US stocks, you would know that when the market opens, if there is a trend, it usually follows through heavily. So if it's a strong trend from here, uh, I cannot guarantee you that the 15 minutes liquidity zone here might work even on a displacement because it's going to be tough. These markets, they move with huge volume, so it's not easy for them to, just reverse this one. But we'll wait and watch. We'll wait and watch what happens. And that's the only thing that we can do at the moment. Price is quite, yeah, it's moving quite slow. I'm surprised that the open is quite slow today after this really good sweep. Hmm. But if I look at the sweep, actually, I see that the candles that were formed here are actually pretty weak. So this sweep might not work, might actually reverse from here or here. I would love for it to come here and then reverse. Then I will have an entry from here. Yeah, these are some, text, anchor text that I use to help me remain disciplined. Yeah, I know it's a bit cringe, but if it works, who cares? Okay, wait. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, that's done. This one. Okay, wait. So I'll keep here. So I'll keep here. Now this should be anchored and locked. Anchored and locked. Yeah. Oh my God, really? Oh no, no, no. My bad, my bad. Should be here. Be here. Yep. Okay, let's go. How is MES doing? Let's check. Hmm. Uh, yeah, this is also appearing really weak. I don't see movement at all. Choppy candles. Choppy candles. Yeah. So this channel is going to act like my trading journal. So this is where I'll be recording all my trades, my patience, my emotional reactions, the way I wait for my setup in the markets. I assume it's going to help me since I'm putting myself out there in the public. But I know nobody's watching, so I could act anyway. That's the problem. When you know it's just you, that's a problem. Oh, the market's too damn slow. Price is just stuck at that level. I've never seen after I started NQ, I mean this eval account, I've never seen an open this slow, this stuck. Very slow. I don't know why. Hmm. Thank you. Had dinner? No, not yet. Still waiting for price to sweep this high. So I'm waiting for it to hit here, then reverse from here. Then I'll look for a short. Yeah, we might not get it today because it's quite some distance. Yeah. Bye bye. Go ahead, Nasio. Interesting because in MES I can see price is very close to a decently good 15-minute zone. But yeah, I wouldn't tag it one of the best because you can see another liquidity zone right above. So it's not giving me that much confidence. Although if price reacts violently, I might consider it because MES sweeps are much more respected. I feel much more respected than MNQ. So my dinner is also here, so I'll just have my dinner as we wait. We are back. So let's take a look at the charts and see if something has changed. Okay, this seems like a small sweep. Let's look at the reaction. The reaction is pretty valid. It shows strength. I wouldn't disagree with that. Let's see how MES is doing. Okay, MES is MES has actually swept this high, but is it valid? My problem is the swing high is just right below this one. That one is below this one. Until we take this major high, all these highs seems like they're minor liquidity pockets. So if they are minor, then no point trusting them to do something for us. Although it could work, it's not the highest of probabilities that we are aiming for. So I'm not going to do anything. Although the displacement here looks really nice, the displacement is pretty solid. Yeah, we'll wait. Hmm. Yeah, I think we gotta wait. We just have got 30 minutes more. So, to be really honest, I don't think there's going to be a setup today because it's just 30 minutes away from our window. Now, you would ask me, how can you just be like that? And let's say something happens at 9:31 or 9:32. Wouldn't you feel that you've missed out on that particular trade? Wouldn't you feel sad? Yeah. The thing is, I might. It depends on the day. On a day where I'm not mentally at the right place, I might feel bad. Oh shit, I could have taken that trade if I'd waited just 2 more minutes. Okay, then I'll start bending my rules a bit. Okay, 9:30 is my close, but if I go until 9:35, what difference is it gonna make? It's just like 5 minutes. It's okay. It's a tentative deadline, not like I have to close at 9:30 and 60 seconds. No, it's not like that, right? Yeah, that is that is a rationalization that I can think of, and many of us would already be doing it. The problem with that is quite ironic because the moment you start breaking that one rule, you will start bending other rules as well. Your initial trade being outside your window at 9:35 will later be at 9:40, 45. In the future, you'll start breaking even more rules and even take trades at 10. So the small bending of even one rule, although we can rationalize it, you know, by giving multiple reasons, the way the brain is going to react in the future is much more different. It's going to loosen all the rules, and that is one of the biggest mistakes that we do. I mean, I've done it multiple times. I still do it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I still do all of those errors. That is something that I want to overcome. So, if you want to really be process focused and not outcome focused, these are the things that you have to establish, implement, and actually do and prove in action. So you gotta wait. You gotta not do anything after 9:30. If it's bothering you, just switch off your charts, go away. Don't even look at the charts. Ideally, if you look at the charts and then feel the pressure and don't do anything about it, that's the best way because there you are actively teaching your mind to resist the temptation, teaching your mind restraint. But if it's not working for you, just close the charts and move on. That's the thing that you can do best at 9:30. I mean, 9:30 is my time, whatever your window is. If you're trading in the Indian market, if you're trading in any other commodities, I would prefer. I mean, if you're really good at it, of course, you can trade the whole day or trade long hours. But if you're a beginner, if you're not able to stick on to your rules, if you're not disciplined, if you're not consistently profitable, I would heavily argue for trading just 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours or a small window because that helps you to build and maintain rules. That helps you to resist temptations. That helps you to stop taking bad setups. Yeah, that way you can, once you actually reach profitability, then you can expand your window to whatever you want because once you're really comfortable with those rules, you will stick to them even if you expand your window a bit more. That means even if you're drained out, even if you're tired, you will stick to your other rules. You wouldn't take a bad quality setup always. I mean, you might slip up here and there once because it happens for professionals too. But yeah, but I think that's the best approach that you can take. Yeah. So price is actually moving very slow, and if we had taken that trade, we would have hit our stop loss. This is why it's very important to wait. And MES, wow, MES is flying high. This is where I'm looking at. If we get a nice reversal from there, that's an attractive trade. Not gonna lie. Not going to lie, but the market's been trending heavily higher up, so not necessarily a big fan of it. And I'm pretty sure it'll just break this level and go higher up. I don't think it's going to turn back. But if it does, then we have an opportunity. It's interesting that MNQ is not reaching up to that high yet. I don't know if most of you are aware of this. It's called smart money di divergence. It's called SMT, smart money technique divergence. Basically, if one of two heavily paired or heavily aligned stocks, scripts, or instruments. Out of that, if one of it is moving and tapping a high or a low, and the other one is not doing that, it's called money divergence. Meaning, this breakout that you see here is a fake breakout induced by the big players or institutions to to get people to go long on this particular instrument. Because when you see a huge green candle and it breaking out like this, you'll buy here, right? That's what they want. So on your buy orders, they'll put their sell orders because on MNQ, the breakout's not there, which is showing the true reality. MES, you'll see the breakout because they're pumping it here at the moment. I'm not saying that is what is happening here. I'm just explaining you smart money divergence when what happens during smart money divergence. Usually it happens the other way. MNQ is where you see the breakout because it's easier to manipulate than MES because MES is like the one of the heaviest indices, right? It's the whole market, while this is just tech stocks. So it's easier to manipulate MNQ than MES, and MES always shows a bit of reality, but here it looks like it's the opposite, which means it might be actually a true breakout, but you never know. Yeah. But you can see strength here as well. It's just that the high is a bit higher here, so might be that it might also take out the high. We'll have to wait and see. It's too damn slow near the high. It's yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this quote that I put here, always assume zero trades, is to remind me that in the market, most times it's going to be zero trades. It's going to be trade less moments, and uh, the time you're going to have an actual trade is going to be very less compared to the times you are not trading. But when we come to the market, the first thing that we want to do is actually to execute a trade. So this quote is just to remind me that that is not how it's supposed to be. Like if you are a profitable trader, it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be just waiting. It's just supposed to be not taking a trade that is going to fill up most of the time that you're looking at your computer sitting here in front of the market. So it's just for me to, think of that when I get the impulse to just click the buy button or sell button. It's just to remind me that have you actually spent enough time in front of the market without doing anything? Because it's supposed to be like that. That's a sign of profitability. Just want to knock that sense into my brain. So sometimes, yeah. And this one, it might, see, this might be counterintuitive. For some people, this might not work, but I think it works for me. So that when I look at it, I feel like, okay, I have very less resources and I have to utilize it wisely. I cannot just splurge. So it's to remind me that I have only $300 in my account. I have to wait for the perfect opportunity to act like a sniper. That is what it's supposed to mean. Okay, let's wait. Have a bit of a cold today. Really sorry for that. I mean, who am I saying sorry to? Nobody's watching the stream, but yeah, I mean, just acting like people are watching. price is not moving. Mm, Will it break? What do you guys think? Do you think it'll continue up after breaking, or do you think it'll sweep the area and reverse? This is a special scenario. You know why? I mean, my intuition is just calling it out. I'm not saying something objectively or something that, I know for real. My intuition is calling it out because, I've been watching charts for like 3 years now. So I'm talking from that experience. Might not be true, but and I want to know, other people's experiences as well. Whenever price reaches an important zone like this, it usually does two of three things. One is it either breaks out with immense power and moves up, or it breaks out, then, immediately sweeps that area and then continues downward. Okay, there is also a third alternative that I didn't include in my first list of things. That is the price to reverse from here without taking that zone out, acting like our traditional, resistance or support zone. But this is special because it's just staying around this area, not reacting at all, which shows strength in both the directions. And usually, what happens in cases like this, when price is testing a breakout zone or uh, high volatility or impact area multiple times like this, it moves with the trend. It just goes in the same direction. That's what happens usually. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but yeah, it might actually break out. And after breakout, it might, because there's a huge consolidation here. It took some time here. After the breakout, market might heavily move up, might go higher up in strength. But then we don't have a trade because I'm not a trend trader. My setup is not based on continuation. Otherwise, I would have taken that trade. But yeah, and I mean, I'm just saying, pulling theories out of thin air. It's not something I can trade on, right? Okay. It has not taken it yet, and it's trying to reverse. Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, we have just 14 minutes to go. Okay, it seems like it's moving. It's breaking out. Okay, MNQ has still not taken the area, which is proving our divergence analysis. Okay, MNQ, sorry, MES have taken the area clearly. Let's see if it's gonna break through. Let's connect our account anyway. I mean, if it happens, it happens. Who knows? Come on, dude. Let's see. Okay,
Oh, is it going to hit the setup?
sorry.
Is it going to hit the setup?
Yeah, it looks like so. This is our second instrument. It's
Mm-hmm.
MES. MES is taking the high right now,
Okay.
but it's quite weak and slow, so I don't believe in this move. It's very weak. I want it to be like aggressive down.
Okay.
It's slowly moving up. It might actually be a good breakout to
Mm-hmm.
the higher side. So it might actually break out and continue, which is not what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, MNQ. Okay. Even if I'm taking a trade here, since I'm
Mm-hmm.
not that convinced, I want to take a trade with very low risk. So something like Less than $100 would be nice, but it's very difficult to get such a trade. That's the problem.
Hmm.
Because if I take five here, let's see. I didn't put the stop loss. 1 second. Limit. Okay. If I put stop loss here, it's 100. Okay.
That's $100.
Yes. And if I put my target here, it
Uh-huh.
will be $800
Wow.
target. But the problem is I don't believe in this move. It might work actually, but it's very slow.
Hmm.
See my rule here, so I cannot.
Hmm. Okay, people, bye.
Bye bye. The move is too slow, not convincing enough for a trade, so I'm not trading. When I see imbalance and a heavy bearish candle, then we'll see. Let's see what MNQ is doing. No, weakness, weakness, weakness. Okay, MES. What should we do, MES? Should we take you for a short ride downhill? Or are you gonna just trick me? I don't think you're going to go down, man. You're just playing around that area. We have just 6 minutes remaining. And in the 6 minutes, are we going to get a trade or no? It's an interesting question. Today, I luckily am not feeling the desperation of trying to find a trade. Could be because I'm very close to blowing my account. Could be because of that. But yeah, today I'm just not feeling it, and I think I'm in good mental control, which is a really good thing. And I'm just so fascinated that how much of it is purely out of your physical state and your mental clarity, and it's almost not at all related with trading. That's a funny thing. The impulse that I usually feel to take a trade right before I close my window, or when I've had zero trades in a day, or when I'm actually like in a heavy drawdown like this is huge. But today I'm just not feeling it because I was physically active today. I feel a lot productive today. I slept well. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Okay, it's breaking through. Yeah, firepower. Like I told you, think it's just gonna go higher and higher. Yeah, so it's just broke through and it's flying high, and now it's pretty evident that we do not have a trade for today. Actually, this might, let me see. Okay, MNQ has not taken the high, which clearly means that this might be a divergence, and all people who are entering here might get stopped out. But the issue is that it's usually MES that goes ahead with the trend and MNQ just follows. So I don't know. I don't know at all. Let's see. Anyway, we don't have a trade anyway today. It's just 2 more minutes to go for the showdown. I think in a couple of days, or might be even today, we might get a really good trade around here when price breaks out of this zone. But anyway, I won't be there to take that entry, unfortunately. But yeah, that could happen. Let's see what the analysts are saying. So he's buying heavily on the sweep here because he's saying that MES had an SMT down there below. I'll show you. You see, this is what I'm saying. MES didn't take out this low while MNQ did. They tricked all the MNQ guys to short, then it reversed, while the true picture was clearly in MES, where it didn't take out the low, it just kept going up. Here they got all of them got trapped. Actually, this was a really good trade. I don't know where the hell I was, but sometimes it's like that. When you're not there, you miss out, and you're not supposed to take a trade aggressively. But yeah, I wouldn't have taken the trade just because the reaction was so weak here. That is another thing. I forgot about it when I was saying it. Here, the reaction is too weak for any of my setups to trigger. So yeah, I wouldn't have taken that anyway. MES is going up. Why is MNQ too slow? Why is it? Why is it causing an SMT now? I'm very curious. I think MNQ is a good buy because it's too slow at the moment. Should I do it? Nah, my time's done. My time's done. I'm gonna stop the stream in a while, guys. Uh, yeah, because as you can see, didn't get any entries trigger today, which is a really good thing. You have to treat your non-trading days as winners. That is the mindset that we have to develop when we're trying to be consistently profitable. Just telling you this because I have not developed it. I'm also on the same journey, like just like you are if you're not profitable. So yeah. Okay, I think that is it for the day. Let MNQ and MES continue their, grow march higher. I hope it might hit these highs here at 25,780. All right. Okay, then I would take my leave here, and then I will let you guys have fun. Yeah, thank you. See you on another day. Bye bye.